Hello guys, this is Hobo. Long time no see. I've been dealing with a lot of tests and various things, finishing up school. Fun times. Today we have a game that's submitted to me by Dubna and Kitaro, both. In the top left we have a newer player, Barack Obama. In the bottom right we have Dubna, someone we've featured quite often on this channel. I'm hoping to start increasing the amount of uploads I'm doing, as I haven't posted in over a month. So far we got the standard 2 houses going down for our 2 players here. My guess is we're going to see Raxy Rax. So far it's correct. Barack Obama is going for barracks. And Dubna is going beast, actually. Didn't know who's into that. Apparently, from now on, Dubna is a furry, guys. I think I'm going to be doing some videos on other games as well, other than Littlewargame coming up. I'm thinking Total War Rome 2 and either Solaris or Europa Universalis 4. You guys can say in the comments if you want either of those. So we already see a raider coming out. Seems Barack Obama has a standard build down. And we have a wolf coming out from Dubna, along with scouting for possible cheese, it seems. Meanwhile, Barack Obama is getting ready for his expansion. Excuse me. Gotta love Dr. Pepper. We got a worker heading back down to Dubna's main base after scouting. All things check out. Now this is a lot of wasted mining time this worker's doing here, just going back and forth. And this poor wolf's about to die. Besides that, both people have their castles going down at relatively the same time. That wolf's going to be forced to run away, and Dubna's going to have to do something to defend against that. Let's see if he can counter-harass. He should really be pulling that wolf back to help defend. Instead, he's going to choose to try to harass Barack Obama's workers, try to get that second castle delayed slightly. Meanwhile, Dubna does have workers and a wolf ready for this raider. Both castles are about to finish. Yep, good idea on Dubna's part, pulling that wolf back. Barack Obama sent these workers to go mine too quickly, causing a lot of wasted mining time as they're just moving back and forth. Meanwhile, Dubna is getting Obama to waste some of his mana, forcing the jumps to stop this round. And he needs to pull that wolf back. Yep, that's a dead wolf. Obama really should have chased that one down a little bit more. We do see a sneaky worker coming along the side here, along with a second raider has arrived, and a third one's on the way. Right now, Dubna is making the correct response to raiders. He's getting snakes ready. The range on them is what you really need to try to counter raider play. That being said, Dubna's gonna lose some of these wolves if he's not too careful. We do see a church coming out, so it looks like we're about to see Invis Raiders come out from Barack Obama. Wolf does die, a second wolf dies, a third wolf almost there, almost dead. One hit away from death. Right now, Dubna should be putting up a tower. And also, where is the second den coming from them? We need a second den. A fourth raider is now being made. Church is almost done. These raiders are getting a lot of value out of them. A worker goes down. Obama has just completely shut down Dubna's economy by stopping him from getting the second out. But Dubna, to make up for it, is getting a third out, and we see a proxy Rax coming by the church, along with priests. However, we do have a fortress on its way. I just want to check real quick. See, and the castle is scouted. With that worker most likely gonna die now. 2 more wolves die, and a worker goes down. Losses are very much in favor of Obama right now, with most of his raiders being in the green for health. I knew nothing of this match going into it, by the way. We see 3rd castle about to go down for Barack Obama. We do see priests on his way with invisibility coming. And another raider. 2 raiders about to die. 6 on the field at current. Dubna really needs to start getting towers going. There aren't a lot of cases where you would want to use towers. This is one of them. It just helps deal with some of that harassment a bit better. Pardon me while I take a sip. And we can see he is starting to get the idea. He's making that tower. Help deal with this heavy raider harassment. But when these 2 raiders get their damage buff from being invis, they're going to be quite deadly. We do see a forge going down for Obama. I would like to point out, due to the free healthcare, these raiders are getting quality treatment and getting back to full health under Obama's rule. And these invisible raiders are potentially going to get some damage done. Luckily, Dubna decided to upgrade that tower. And these raiders look like they're not going to have a good time. A raider dies. Is that the first raider death? It is. Meanwhile, his workers are getting picked off, but he's pushing back against the aggression. Guys, I am just waiting for Barack Obama to get supply blocked to make some housing market jokes. This poor raider just getting hunted down. You'll see Dubna was forced to pull his workers away from this mine as these raiders were just dealing too much damage. And we see towers going down with more detection. Idle workers everywhere though. And we see a counterattack from Dubna here, doing a lot of damage up in the main base. Already making the value almost equal again for things lost. We do see a tower almost done though, and workers being pulled from us for a second time. As soon as this proxy is scouted, that's going to be deadly. I want to say this bird was a mistake to make. Maybe a misclick in the rush of building things. Obama is able to push back the base attack. It was costly, to the point of now he has even less than, or he has more value loss than Dubna. Really, Barack Obama should have expanded more behind what they did. Maybe get a 4th a little bit sooner, and a 3rd definitely sooner. And we'll see now this attack force is getting ready. I think I see why he did the bird. He was probably expecting more invis raiders up at the base here. So I'll give that to Dubna. In that case, it's not terrible to make that bird. We see another invis raider on its way. No tower at the second yet, so still no invis detection. But you will see these archers just get melted, along with these workers just getting melted, due to the superior DPS of the snakes, but due to the tower's presence is able to help kill some of the wolves. It's now 6 wolves versus 2 archers and a soldier. This raider is currently harassing the worker line here, forcing them to pull back once again. And another wave of wolves is on its way to continue this stream of damage. Meanwhile, the proxy here is doing absolutely nothing for Mr. Obama. And we see dragons are about to come out if only Dubna would finish the dragon lair. And we can see these barracks units getting surrounded. They're just going to get eaten alive. But they are in range of this tower, which is going to be able to help deal a lot of damage to the wolf units. And a wave of archers just finished getting made. But you'll see this quickly turned around in favor of Dubna, as he's now the one dealing with the bulk of the harassment damage. We do see more priests getting made down here, and another raider. Sneaky reinforcements. Neither player has a 4th base yet. They should ideally be getting a 4th base around the 9-minute mark. And it seems, with no houses on the way, Mr. Obama just had his housing crisis. Is this the recession that Dubna needed? For any of you out there that do support former President Obama, this is all in good fun. No offense meant. We do see 4th castle finally going down from Dubna. And again, proxies tend to not be too great. They get scouted and are wasted resources in the long term, unless you can deal enough damage with them. Yes, he harassed some workers with the raiders, but that's not quite enough damage. We do see werewolves on their way, oddly enough. But Dubna needs to do something with this army. Perhaps he could send that dragon to go across the worker lines, deal some more damage. We do see an armory going down for the plus range on archers. A very important thing to have against dragons. And we do see ballista on its way, expecting the dragons once again. So props to Mr. Obama here. He definitely knows what he's doing. He knows how to play mid and late game, and he's able to prepare for what his beast opponent is doing. Meanwhile, Dubna is trying to scout out here. See, he doesn't see the army. That's concerning. And there's the army. He might not want to take that engagement. I think he has too few snakes. And this ballista just got out in the nick of time. If Dubna's not careful, those will be able to do a lot of damage. And unfortunately, Dubna will lose the entirety of that army. He needs to run away. Cut his losses, maybe start a 5th base. He is floating 900 gold at this point to his opponent's 200 gold. Not a lot of scouting being done by both players. We do see a 4th castle on its way from Barack Obama. Again, very late. And ideally, Dubna should have scouted all the side lanes of the map by now, checking for sneaky bases, as it's 14 minutes into the game. I'm trying to give some tips to some of the newer players while they're doing this. So, a lot of you guys might be wondering, yes, it's one thing to have a bunch of money. How do you spend that? I'm complaining that these players are floating so much. How would they go about using it? One of the best ways is increasing your production. Dubna could have made, let's say, 3 more wolf dens while all of that was going on, so he could just mass produce wolves or snakes afterwards. Also, Dubna has now scouted this proxy down here, but has yet to do anything about it. These dragons might get sniped off if they're not careful. Again, we don't have any units coming to deal with this proxy yet, but those proxies are as good as dead, realistically speaking. It's a fairly even 90 to 94 population split right now. Dubna is still again floating quite a bit, but he is getting a 5th castle, getting the advantage. And he's also getting werewolves. Pair that with airships and he could have a deadly counter to the archer balls going on here. He does not have upgrades going at current though, which is something he desperately needs. We do see the church and barracks are finally getting attacked. Dubna's getting a very deadly, Obama's getting a very deadly army in the middle here. Priests with archers that have bonus range and damage. What Dubna needs to do right now is get more werewolves, primarily. Werewolves, and it looks like wolves he needs to increase his pop on a little bit. Just to take some of the damage from what the snakes would be otherwise receiving. We do see more ballista coming out. So many workers over here, and you'll see that's because these mines here are slowly starting to run out of gold. Also, some of these mines are a bit over full of workers. He probably has, what, I'm guessing 49 workers? No, 53. 52. He has 52 workers. That was close. That's more than you should really have at any given point. We do see another castle getting ready to go up over here. And we see both players with large armies and not doing anything. Pop count is currently 120 to 122, with resources lost being just under 4,000 to 2,500. Factoring in the difference in gold mine, it's fairly even. One moment. And we're back, guys. Pop count is now currently 140 to only 122. Right now, Dubna is trying to macro hard behind what he already has. But he really needs to work on his army and try to get damage dealt. He needs to try to snipe these bases, try to get damage. He should split up the dragons, have the dragons attack one area and the ground forces attack another. He has the mobility over the Rax player to be able to do that and still be able to defend himself. Instead, he is choosing to move in one clump. He is scouting though. Getting mages, that's a good idea on Mr. Obama's part. They're excellent late game, they're amazing damage dealers. The pop count is currently at 147 to 146. With a maxed out army, Rax is definitely going to beat the Beast army, especially with superior upgrades. If we look at the upgrades for a second, it's 3 armor, 3 damage, 1 range versus 3 damage upgrades. That being said, Obama is currently going out to attack, or maybe even try to sandwich the army of Dubna, which it looks like is gonna work. Just barely doesn't scout this werewolf. That would be a great free kill. We do see a 6th castle going down for Dubna. Dubna really needs to start pressing out more and attacking. These two werewolves, they can take on these units. And a slow spell. They're gonna get sandwiched. That's 3 werewolves that are about to get free kills. And you'll really start to see the upgrade difference show here. Meanwhile, Obama is losing his expansion here, but this could be dangerous for Dubna, as he could lose one of his main production areas. This has the bulk of his production buildings. All 5 of his dens, at least. Really should have a lot more than 5 dens, which is one of the reasons why Dubna's pop is so unbelievably low. We also see both players floating. A lot of gold spent in a short time period, if you just saw that. The dragons are here to try to support, but facing such a large force of archers, they're gonna regret that. We do see some of these towers going by. Dubna's trying to keep up the counter pressure, deal damage back to Obama, while trying to have his dragons defend what they can. But a lot of this is going to die, unfortunately, for Dubna. But he is starting to get the castles and expansions behind it for support. And this worker line of Barack Obama is going to run into a sneaky base from Dubna. More dragons dying. And it's looking like game here, guys. Yes, Dubna is floating 900, but he's got so many werewolves in queue. Yep, and we can see all of that gold is coming out when the buildings are dying. Dubna doesn't have any production to go behind this. He can't rebuild his army. He's getting base killed after base killed. Yes, he just killed one of Barack Obama's bases, but he's not going to be able to sustain that damage because his army's going to start to die. We can see workers alone killing the castle on the left side there, as workers do get the upgrades from racks. Meanwhile, he's sending his workers down as part of the attack to go kill this bottom left base, as he's splitting up his army to now kill 2 bases at once. This game looks to be over, guys. With Obama being able to keep that one base mining, one of the main things that caused this to happen to Dubna was the lack of upgrades and the poor handlement of the early raiders. I caution to say poor because a lot of the things he did do right, but he needed to get a tower out sooner, deal with the harassment a little bit better. You can see that this animal testing lab is going to die. This werewolf is also about to die to workers, mind you. Fireballs going in, dealing damage to worker line. We do see werewolves still around back here, still trying to deal some damage. It is currently 1 mining base to 2. We see 4 dens being made. Where they're being made, I'm not sure. Over here. And it seems Dubna's barely able to push off some of this attack. If he can just build up enough wolf dens behind this, he'll be able to remake his army. Yes, he'll still be very much behind in terms of his upgrades, but he might be able to get enough units to just overcome that. As he has the potential to kill a lot of these workers, as they're choosing to try to fight the werewolves. As soon as these archers are done, though, both these werewolves are as good as dead. 5 towers over here, it's going to be hard for Obama to try to break into here, even with max damage upgrades and almost max armor. We do see a 3rd castle going down for Dubna, but again, he needs to just keep increasing his production. For some reason, Obama is making a house right now. I would disagree with that. He needs to work on rebuilding his army and expanding his economy. He needs to get a second a third mining castle ASAP. Since while his push there did do enormous damage to Devna, it wasn't enough to fully kill him, meaning this game's gonna go on for a bit longer, as Devna's now starting to recover. He just needs to get more workers mining at these two castles. The castle up here is free real estate to be attacked now, and this one's about to get attacked by the archers over here. We do see a second castle coming out from Obama over here. Invisible Ballista, dealing a lot of damage to these dragons. And this looks to be enough archers to kill this little base, even with those wolves support. And if Demna pulled all of his guys to try to help with this, it's not enough to get by this archer ball. Not with max damage, max range. The best he can hope for is try to kite them in range of the towers, use the damage from the towers. How much range left on this? 2 seconds left on the ballistas in the base. And it looks like this castle is about to die. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of workers getting ready for the transfer down here. And a distraction of having archers over here almost killing this castle forces Debona to go defend there instead of attacking this main army. Debona needs to build up a small force before he can go counterattack. In the meantime, we do have 4 workers being made by Obama. And Debona almost has enough wolves to try to counterattack, having max damage himself and starting to get armor. Although he doesn't have any more things to do it. The snake charm still being alive is very good on him. Forward movement of these archers is causing them to spread out quite a bit and not be quite effective. And since they're focus firing the snake charm, they're just gonna let the wolves walk right up to them. And the wolves are able to start killing them. We do see another castle being made from Obama in the top right. But we can see Obama's army has now been fully killed. He should have kept the aggression up and tried to finish off Dubna. So the game's not quite over yet, it seems. I apologize for calling it early. Dubna is also about to reach max pop, about to get supply blocked. He needs to get more defenses up too. He has scouted this castle over here, so he might try to go attack it. Right now, the army comparison is 23 wolves to 2 archers and soldier. Dubna just needs to walk in and try to kill these bases now, as the workers will die to, like mincemeat, even with 1 more upgrade than his wolves. Just because of the attack speed. And good on him, he's going to attack and kill most of these workers, presumably. Four or 5 workers going down, maybe? And in the meantime, in the top right, more wolves attacking, forcing Barack Obama to choose where he wants to defend. These wolves workers were getting chased down a little bit. This castle is definitely about to die. These units might not be enough to take on this wolf contingency. But even with that, Dubin knows it's better to retreat and not take that battle, since already he just killed 2 castles and quite a few workers. And now a house too. All of a sudden it's looking a little bit more in favor of Dubna. He has 1 more mining castle. Well, he lost this one, so he's a solid 2 castles versus 2 castles. The income is going in favor of Obama quite handily right now. And Dubna lets Obama rebuild his army. He just needs to try to keep up the pressure. We do see more dragons coming out since the fortress never died, but there is also an idle worker. Dabanash really should have let the castle be placed, so he could have wasted 350 gold. This group of wolves is running back. This archer ball is going to try to attack this group. Workers and support, good idea. Try to help overpower that army. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. It's like a stalemate. This is a non-militarized or demilitarized zone between South and North Korea at this point. And the fact that archers are ranged is giving them the advantage of being able to shoot multiple wolves at the same time, giving them the increased DPS, allowing them to kill the wolves a little bit faster. We see a snake charm being done with 5 more wolves on their way, and being confident, and rightly so, now we see Obama pushing to try to get ready and deal some damage. He's being held back at the ramp here with the tower and support, but he's just going to get a whole bunch of kills here. And so many units lost on Dublin Spart, along with a whole lot of workers. And almost lost a dragon there. This mine did die, so now the only mine Obama currently has is in the top right corner. It's a dangerous game now. If he could just get the dragon up to the top right, he could snipe quite a few of those workers. Deal quite a bit of damage to them. For some reason, soldiers from Obama. He really needs to increase archers. Meanwhile, Dubna needs to try to get more castles going. And at 32 minutes, we get a GG call from Barack Obama. That game was very much still undecided. At first, it was clear that Obama was going to win. And then Dubna countered it and was able to look like he was clearly in charge. And then he didn't take that advantage, so Obama went in and wiped out most of his base. But then Dubna was able to barely kill Obama's army and make a recovery, and now it's kind of at this stalemate state where it's 1 castle opposed to 2 castles, possible 3rd on the way. It could have gone on probably another 15 minutes like that, back and forth. Did Dubna get the GG? I would still say it was either person's game at this point. Regardless, well played by both players, being able to stick with it this long with all this back and forth and not calling it early. So again, I'm going to be trying to post videos a bit more often now that a lot of finals and other things are starting to be over. I'm going to try to get videos of other games out as well. Let me know if you guys are fine with that, or if you want just Littlewargame or what have you. But again, I'm thinking of definitely doing Total War Rome 2 for our videos, and then either Solaris or Europa Universalis 4. This is Hobo, guys, signing off.